Hey everybody, welcome to another episode of Invicta Specs with John the Phone Guy. Today we have the Chaos in Meteorite with the silver and rose tone. Model number is 32051. This is a 50 millimeter, 20 atmosphere, 200 meter, 660 feet dive rated watch. Has a flame fusion crystal, and of course it's running the Ronda R150 Meccano 25 joule automatic movement. And just kind of get a look at some of the Whitman statin on this one. It is really amazing. One note that I've had a couple conversations with people about, and that is around some of these screw links. So what I do is, I forgot to grab my other screwdriver, I apologize. Whenever I get one of these watches and I check my magnums and all of that, just kind of give these things like just like a once over snug. I've not had one that's been loose. I had a magnum that was loose, but I just kind of, just in general, whenever you've got these big screw connection points at the lug system, just kind of give them a once over just to be on the safe side. I mean, we all know things happen, you know, not everything is intentional, but you know, still you don't want your watch to come apart. So that's my public service announcement for the day. So we'll go back here. We'll start with the scissor deployant, and of course full diver class. I love the accent of doing it in the opposing color with that, and high polish. Just kind of live with it. I love a high polish, but I do love a distressed look. Of course, you've got the rotor on the back for the auto, and you can see the Invicta engraving on the inside. Of course, all the details of the watch going around it, and the crystal on the back of this is also flame fusion. And so we've got unidirectional, and this is a beefy one. I will say, I've got a few of these, and this one is pretty substantial. I really like it. And of course, you've got your three-hand movement and the date window at the 3 o'clock. And then of course you get the opposing rose tone on your hour markers and all of that. So with that, we'll kind of go into just the curvature is a very easy sloping curvature. So from that standpoint, it works a little bit better for people's wrists. Doesn't pinch off quite as much like on a Gen 1 Venom. I'll throw mine on. So there's 50 right there. Case height is 16, call it 17. The lug at the screws is 39. Bracelet, of course, a lot of this is similar to the other one I did. So 25. Thickness, I think, is around a 3 or a 5. About a 3. And of course, we'll go off the lug spacing somewhat. Try to be centered, so call it 54 right there. And of course we'll throw it on our scale for a weight comparison, and there you got a 10 ounce, so weighty enough that you definitely notice it, but not so much that it is something that most people can get into comfortably. Of course, I say that, and I'm used to wearing the bigger timepieces, C100s, Grand Octanes, and all of that. So a 10 ounce is not that bad for me. I do love the detail on this. The articulation around these large pins is really interesting, and of course the openings between these links. These are single link individuals, standard cotter pin style. Of course, always pay attention to the arrows when you take this out, and just be patient with yourself. Of course, this is a reserve, obviously. Show it on my wrist. So I've got a 7-inch, so you can see just how well the lug system tapers for the much larger wrist. Like I say, I'm a little bit short of 7" now on the wrist size, and that's kind of the way it looks on me. I like mine a little loose. Can you hear that squeak? I have noticed that is something that is been apparent with all 3 of these new Chaos. I'm not 100% sure where the squeak is, and I just haven't taken the time to figure out what sort of lubrication that I would like to put on this without, affecting the watch itself. So, but I have noticed that. Of course, you got your little Invicta emblem and some piece of something that was on there. Sorry about that. But really, the showstopper of this, in my opinion, is that Ronda R150. If you notice just how smoothly it moves around there, it's moving at 28,800 vibrations per hour. Or if you look really close, there's literally 8 steps of the mechanism that kind of can see it right in there. It's moving 8 steps a second, which is what gives you that smooth, fluid look. And of course, like I say, the Meteorite Whitman Statin has just some really amazing looks to it. I love the accent. I do have a silver. That one is coming up next. And that one is in the diamond, just to kind of give things away. But I liked it because it was slightly different. But I do love this two-tone. I think it kind of accents, especially in the bracelet. It really gives you something to work off of. And of course, this is a screw-down crown. I always, when I'm winding it, I consider that one turn from like my fingertip to this second knuckle. And of course, close it back up. I do mine about 30 times if I'm going to wear it, or if I'm on my monthly rotation of winding all my autos and mechanicals, for keeping the movements, lubricated and running. So, that's just my system. I adopted that from Ryan Johnson, who talked about it. And I used to have a few winders, and now I have so many more autos than I could ever want to spend in winders. So that's kind of my alternative to that. And that's kind of the watch in and of itself. Like I say, the real showstopper here is, to me, the Meteorite. Of course, the Chaos, design in and of itself is amazing, and the Meteorite is just really stunning. So with that, I will say shout out to Smitten by Invicta on Instagram, Invicta Watches and Women's Fashion, of course YouTube Sensations, Trap Vision 3D, and Tommy Big Time. Facebook friends, Invictaholics, Invictacruisers, InvictaVets. And of course, we buy most of our watches from ShopHQ or InvictaStores.com. And with that, I will say, if you enjoy this or any of the other videos that's in the list, please subscribe and hit the bell. I'm trying to be really on schedule with Tuesdays and Thursdays. And as you know, we have the whole COVID-19 situation going on. This is kind of our way of interacting with each other with social distancing and all the other parameters. So I hope this is a little distraction and some information to inform everyone about my opinion and some of the specifications of the watch. So with that, I say enjoy your Invicta watches, and I hope to see you next time on Invicta Specs. Take care.